So, we're talking about Tana again today. I'm just gonna get right into it. It's 2:09. I probably shouldn't be making this video this late. My roommates are trying to sleep, but I think it's important to talk about it while it's still fresh in my memory. If you want to hear some personal information and life updates, still stay to the end of the video, and if not, that's okay too. I'm just gonna warn you that it's there. So, in my last video that I uploaded, I mentioned how Tana's getting a lot of heat in the spotlight right now, and how I predicted, you can go watch my last video. I don't have the equipment, any of my editing equipment, my ring lights or anything, but if you just go and watch my last video, I mentioned how I thought that a lot of her MTV show stuff was amped up for the screen. And I think I was right-ish, or at least in her reality of how things are right now. Sorry, the angle of my camera was really starting to bug me, along with my hair. But she continued on today in a lengthy Twitter response. I will read you some of that right now. Although I will discuss more things at length in an upcoming video, I want to clarify one thing right now. I have cared about Trevor Moran and his recovery more than anything in this world, and I've done everything in my power to be there for him. Fuck. Waking up to an edit of anything that makes it look like I didn't even in my darkest times. Shooting the show, there was never a point where I'd encourage Trevor to fall off the path or not be there for him in the best way I knew possible. Jesus, I'm so upset at last week's bullshit. Today, I just got unupset over last week's bullshit. Today, Jesus, I just want to focus on helping the world right now, and I hate this drama. I'm literally sick of the way I look in the public eye right now. Hopefully this life/mental health update clears some things up. Lets you in where I am right now and the truth behind that time of my life. She goes on, and I'm just going to fast forward through this part. But basically, she says that she was never discrediting her health and that MTV cut a lot of stuff out and makes her look bad about it. I really apologize for my reading of that. Like I said, I have none of my editing equipment here with me, which is why I don't have my tripod or anything. But I tried my best to write down her statement as much as I could. By the way, her statement is literally front to back page. That's how intense this rant was. And I didn't even finish it. There's still 4 threads. And if you want to go in at length, just type it in. There's a lot of videos out there of it right now. I'm sure a Tea Spill channel will show them directly, but I cannot do that right now. So I really want to believe Tana in this situation. I loved Tana. I have supported Tana. I do love Tana and so many things of what she says and her positive message. However, I don't think that there's a lot that she can say on the matter that's going to change my opinion on it. The first point that I'd like to bring up is her fight with Jordan. So, Luke Alexander has a channel on YouTube where he posts videos where he reacts to Tana's MTV show. You should watch them, they're really entertaining. And so I watched his video. And I encourage you to do the same. At 3:27, you should go look at the video so you can see, giving you that clout, Luke. Not really, nobody watches me. But at 3:27, she's talking about being late. Her story is that she pushed the call time back 2 hours, and Jordan got mad because he says that it was more than that. Then Jordan calls Amari, Tana, Mojo's best friend, and Tana butts in on the phone call. By the way, there's a point in this show where Amari's on the phone to Jordan, and Tana just busts in. She's like, hey, TikTok, get my verified on TikTok, blah, blah, blah. My banned from TikTok. And Amari lets her talk, and they get pretty into this conversation, and there's a moment where she and Jordan are just screaming at each other, and he's just sitting there with his hand on his forehead, and it's like, if you had siblings, I'm sure you could relate to this, but like when your mom calls you and then tells you to go get your brother or your sister, and then you're on the phone and they did something wrong, and you just have to stand there where they're yelling at your sibling, and there's nothing you could do because they're talking on your phone, so you can't leave, and you also can't look at your phone to distract yourself because they're using your phone. And he literally looks like that. So RIP to Amari's eardrums, first of all. So basically, real quick, we figure out that Tana is not in trouble with Jordan because she overslept 2 hours because she pushed the callback time 2 hours. He does admit that she pushes the callback time 2 hours, but he says she's been sleeping for 2 consecutive days, and she never denies these claims. She literally talks about how she should be able to sleep because sleep is healthy, and how he's a liar and he's a hypocrite because if he really cared about her health, he would let her sleep, and goes on this whole rant about that. And all I have to say to that is there's a difference between being healthy and pitting off your responsibilities for 2 days. That is ridiculous. Insane. And this is coming from a person, me. I slept through most of my high school. I can sleep through 2 days. But you fucking better believe if I'm sleeping through 2 days, I'm canceling what the fuck I'm doing way ahead of when I need to do it. Even normal people who get sick, they still have to go to work in the morning. Every person who gets sick has to go to work in the morning. Sick days are not a thing for normal workers. And that means that when your workday ends, you go home, you take vitamin C pills, you try to get some rest, you chug down some water, you try to heal yourself as much as possible before your next workday starts. But no matter what, just because you are sick does not give you an excuse to miss that next workday, especially when you're in a position where you make your own schedule. That is just not okay. And we've seen in Tana's MTV show that she does not take the time after her workday ends to rest and be healthy. She takes the time after her workdays to go party and to go smoke and to worsen her health conditions. So really, you're making all your own problems for yourself. And I do understand that, oh, she's in LA and she has to live this LA lifestyle to like keep up with social media trends. But there are celebrities out there like Billie Eilish and James Charles and Nicki Minaj, to name a few, who are responsible and know how to get to that workday in the morning and know how to get the health and the time that they need to be healthy and to take that mental health break. Even creators like Shane Dawson knows when to take those mental health breaks, and I feel like Tana just doesn't understand that in order to get better, she needs to do that, but getting better does not mean that you put off every single thing in your life, period. Life keeps moving whether you're sick or not. It's your responsibility to take care of your sick ass when you're not working. If you have an 102 fever, because she does mention this in that video, then you should not have anything to do, especially if you make your own schedule. You should have called your manager and said, hey, I'm sick. You said that if I was sick, I could take the time. I cannot show up to my events for the next 2 hours. Instead, you said, push it back 2 hours and I'll be there. Those are two very different mentalities. And you're an adult in the industry. you need to be responsible for the choices you make, because if you fall through on those commitments, it makes your manager look bad as well. And if you guys are really in this as a team, like you say you are, then you would have your manager's back and he would have your back and you guys would look good together. But instead, you guys are making each other look bad. And it's just a messy situation, girl. Like, get it the fuck together. You're an adult, Jordan's an adult, and it's not the fact that he's not good for you, it's the fact that you're toxic. Which brings me to my next point. At one point, you literally call him psycho asshole. And it might have been taken out of context, a random clip. It was kind of very choppy in the middle. But no matter what, I don't care how long your video is about life and how MTV made you look a certain way. Honey, it is not acceptable to call someone a psycho asshole because you fucked up. My last note on this whole little fiasco is they end the clip with Tana being like, I don't know why Jordan is always picking fights with me. So, if you recall in the beginning of the phone call, he wasn't even calling her to begin with. He was calling Amari. She's the one that butted in the conversation. How is that him picking on you? Because to me, it kind of sounds like it's the other way around. And it's insane to me, the fact. Anyway, moving on to the second half of this video. Basically, she decides to have a girls' night out and to invite all her friends to the club. And she doesn't invite Trevor because he is not drinking. He's a recovering addict. And this, when one of your friends, and if she truly says that she cares about Trevor the way that she does, I don't understand how having an event that specifically excludes one of your friends is that any way helping your friend. I have friends in my life who don't drink, don't smoke, friends that don't smoke cigarettes, and guess what? When I hang out with those friends, I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't drink. If I invite them out, I make sure that it's going to be something they are going to enjoy and that they can participate in. And especially when this person is recovering and they need a support system and a group, and you claim to be like a really close friend, and it's obvious that you are because you've been making videos with this person for years upon years. So you think that if this person was in such a vulnerable position, maybe you would think more to include them in something that they would want to be included in, instead of specifically making activities that they're not allowed to participate in. Like, that doesn't really make sense to me at all. Another thing I don't understand is when they're all in the club, because Trevor, spoiler alert, I should have said that at the beginning of this video, does decide to come to the club, feels like he can handle it. He has an anxiety attack at one point, gets very uncomfortable, and decides to remove himself from that situation. It is Tana's friend, and I'm really, really sorry. I don't know her name. She just looks exactly like Tana, acts like Tana, and there's nothing really there that I have thought to like pin a name to her. I'm really sorry. I will try to do better in the future. But Tana lookalike comes out and talks to Trevor about how it's okay if he doesn't want to be there. She wouldn't want to be there either, and that he should leave if that's what's best for him. And if Tana was such a good friend, why wasn't she the one that was having this conversation with Trevor outside the club? I don't understand at all. I also don't understand if that's your friend who you've been friends with for years, how you want to immediately see them being uncomfortable and try to talk to them and try to make the situation better. I understand that it was your night or whatever. I feel like a lot of Tana's problems come down to her age, but your age does not mean you have to be ignorant in things. Period. She does act like a little girl in a lot of situations, and I have been a part of that. I'm 21 years old, and I've grown up with Tana in a lot of ways, and I've made a lot of the same mistakes Tana has. And sometimes it's very easy to look at a situation from the outside of it and say, hey, that's wrong, you shouldn't do that. But when you're in that situation, I can see how it could be harder to make those choices. However, I'm just not sure anything Tana can say in her life update video that's gonna make me think, oh, it was okay for you to call Jordan a psycho asshole. That's fine. That's just not gonna happen. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about the whole Tana fiasco. I really do like Tana. The same reason why I like a lot of the YouTubers I like, because they are fuck ups and they make being a fuck up not the worst thing ever. And I'm a fuck up in so many rights in my own life. But I think the biggest thing about being a flawed and fucked up person is striving to be better. And you could tell that she is trying to be better, but I truly feel like she is so ignorant that it's hard for her to make the proper steps. Also, living in LA, you could tell that even her friend group is very tunnel vision and they all think the same way. And I think you could tell even in the way their faces are and their styles and just the way they present themselves, that they all kind of have the same pathway. And I really do hope the best for them, and I hope this situation gets cleared up, and maybe I will come and make a reaction video to her video. Hopefully I'll have my lights set up or something different, but I may not. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of my Tana thing. If you are new to my channel, my name is The Magic Fairy, or Not That Original, depending on where I post this. The other one's my other channel. I don't have any followers, so if you see this, please comment. Give me criticism if you want. I'm always trying to be better and know better and learn better, so I'm open to comments. Anyway, I'll see you soon enough if this is where you want to end this video. But, I have a little life update for myself. For those of you who care. I am currently at a friend's house in quarantine due to the coronavirus outbreak. The reason why is because I live with my grandparents who are very old, and I made a really stupid mistake, and it's really hard to admit to this. It doesn't matter. And I might come out and talk about it sometime, but today, right now, is just not the time. I combine tonight and to time, whatever. But these are some things that I've been doing while I've been quarantined, that I've done. So, right now, I feel like it's a perfect time to do other things that I've never had time to do. And I'm pretty excited. So, I've made the decision that I'm sick of my hair, which is such an inconvenient little thing in the grand scheme of the world, but it's huge to me because all I have in this world is this little room. So that's where I'm at. I'm gonna try to go gray and then black, and I might cut my bangs, so expect a new hairstyle soon as I can get to a beauty supply store or I get it ordered. Another thing that happened today is a statewide quarantine demand went out where you could get in a lot of trouble if you're spotted anywhere that's not essential. So unless it's a grocery store, a hospital, or anything like that, you can't really be out. And I'm both happy and and sad at the same time. I'm really happy because no one has been taking this seriously that is my age group. People are still going out. I don't know if you guys know about the app Snapchat. Everyone does. But all of the people my age are continuously going out and smoking and drinking and hanging out with their friends and going on hikes. And it's so dangerous and so risky. And why would you do it when you are literally risking killing someone's grandma or a relative or even someone your own age? Like, that's the thing that's scary about this virus is healthy people carry it and don't know that they're contagious and spread it to other healthy people before they even have symptoms. And I just don't understand why more people don't know about that. But that's something that happened today, and I have to go to the doctor actually tomorrow. So I'll see how that is, and I really hope I don't get stopped. It might be a rational fear, but that's kind of what I do. I also started looking into religion a lot more. Since I have the free time, it's good for me to try to find my religion out, yo. I'm not gonna say much more about that because religion is such an beautiful experience and everybody should be able to make up their own minds and their own choices with religion. So I'll leave that as it is. Another thing I've been doing is practicing drawing. Every single day I draw something and see where my progression has gotten, and maybe at the end of the week, after I've done it consecutively enough, I can show you my progress. I also have a lot of video ideas planned. Something I've been bad at my entire life is spelling, and I'm going to try to get better at spelling and grammar today, this week, not today, this week. There's a lot of things that are in the works right now, but I'm sure you'll see that as it progresses on my channel. Yeah, let me know what you guys are doing to stay sane during this quarantine. I've been watching Orange is the New Black, and it makes me feel a lot better about my quarantine, because hey, at least I'm not in prison, right? So yeah, give me your suggestions on what you guys are doing in quarantine, along with reading and drawing and coloring. Me and my friends have also been playing board games. And before you yell at me for being at a friend's house, this is where I'm quarantined at currently, to reduce me spreading anything to my older parents. So yeah, maybe I will talk more about my quarantine lifestyle while I'm here. I'm bored out of my mind, as so many people in quarantine are right now, which is why the content is flowing, and I decided that I'd get my go at it as well. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching if you watched, and give me your quarantine ideas, give me your suggestions for new videos, give me your criticisms. I'm here for all of it, and I respond to every single comment. So thank you, much love, and I'll see you in the next video.